How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. Today we're looking at part 2 of attacking maxed out districts with the graveyard spam strategy. With that being said, there is an exception when you are attacking the Dragon's Cliffs. So, if you use the graveyard spam strategy on Dragon's Cliffs, you might be attacking the base endlessly because those super dragons do some serious damage to the giants, the rams, and the super wizards. Sometimes the super wizards can take them out, but when you're looking at a maxed out Dragon's Cliffs, you're looking at 6 super dragons that do tons of damage on AoE, and they'll just eviscerate, burn down everything in your army composition. But we are still going to use the lightning spells, but with them being the Dragon Outposts level 5, it takes 4 Zaps lightnings to take them out. So we're able to take out one of the back end Dragon Posts, mostly damage one of the other ones on the left hand side, and then we're able to use the archers to take out 3 more of the posts. So in theory, on the second attack, we can use 4 on this top one, a 5th one on the left hand side, and then we can bring in a fun skeleton spell, graveyard spell, to sort of help distract. But even with all of the Inferno dragons, we were not able to take them out. So next on the list is to do the zap spells right off the bat, take out all of the posts, drop the graveyard, and then we're mostly going to be trying to lure the super dragons over to one corner of the base. Ideally, there's not going to be any splash targeting defenses that can take them out, like an air bombs. But ideally, you don't even want a spear thrower or an air defense on them as well. So we do just barely take out the last dragon. Now at this point, you're trying to set up the base for a final attack. So a lot of times there's not that much splash targeting defenses for ground, or air for that matter, but a lot of times if you can get in close, take out the blast bow, and take out some of the bomb towers, then the hog gliders actually do really, really well for cleaning up the Dragon's Cliffs. So here we can bring in a couple of the heal spells. We've got 1 bomb tower, 2 bomb towers, 3 bomb towers. So in theory, you can cover the hogs for 2 of them, and then if you can directly target the odd one out or have the hogs split appropriately, then you can mostly dodge that bomb tower and call it a day and finish up the attack. Here we are, starting on the upper hand side, getting closer to the other bomb towers, so we start deploying on this middle section of the base so that one group kind of goes up top, one group goes through the core of the base, so they don't all stack up on that one bomb tower and cause a lot of issues. So we're able to clean up the Dragon Cliffs in 3 attacks. I really do not even think it is possible to 2-shot a maxed out Dragon Cliffs. I mean, it would probably have to be a really, really bad layout. Because, yeah, there's just those level 5 dragon posts take 4 lightnings to take out. And the dragons are super, super hard to deal with. Anyways, we're now moving on to the maxed out Wizard Valley. A little bit tricky with these maxed out giant cannons. A lot of times I like to just slam into the core of the base with the graveyard spam strategy and let the super wizards do a lot of chain damage to everything surrounding it. But they do have these back end Inferno towers, which is able to sort of take out a lot of the skeletons on the perimeter of the core. So now we are coming in from the left hand side of the base. Dropped a couple more graveyards in front of the army so they can better protect the super wizards. And the goal is to try and take out this pesky giant cannon and hopefully clear out the core so that all we have to worry about is the back end Inferno towers. We do have a good amount of troops remaining, but we do not have any more rams, so we're going to have to bust through the walls the old-fashioned way, break them down with the giants and the skeletons. But yeah, there's not too much to say about the back end Inferno tower. It is able to melt everything down if the troops get delayed and stuck on a wall. Final attack, not much to see here. Just gonna completely slam and overkill the base. Can directly target and stun the Inferno Tower with the Hogs. And we get a lot of bonus points, 693. So now let's take a look at the Barbarian Camp. One of my personal favorite bases, districts to attack. But with it being maxed out, I figured, hey, let's take a look and see how does the air version of the Graveyard Spam strategy do. A lot of times I'm able to two-shot these bases with the air style instead of the ground, but as you can see, there are a lot of compartments on this base, so we have to bring a whole bunch of rams so that we can eventually, get the deployment zones closer and closer to the back end side of the base. But yeah, with this style of base, there's no way to kind of wrap around and clear out one side so you can directly target the other defenses on the other side. On this base, you have to just sort of push through, take out as many of the defenses as you can, and hope for the best. So I knew right away that based on that first attack that, yeah, there's no way. We only took out the 1 air bombs. So with 2 air bombs remaining, and then 2 fairly healthy rocket artilleries, definitely not going to be able to get through the rest of the base, especially with these back end rapid rockets. So best case scenario here is we take out 2 or 3 of the big air targeting splash defenses, and then open up the deployment closer into the base. So brought in a few more rams on this attack to open up these back end walls so that we can deploy our balloons very, very close on the final attack. So we do take out one of the air bombs and one of the rocket artilleries, but we do still have one more section of the base still remaining. Just gonna speed up through here because it is a lot of watching the air skeletons take out the giants, and I was waiting for those barbarians to bust through the wall so I don't have to bring another ram for that side. Now it's just those 2 little air skeletons flying around, trying to do their best to take out the giant. But of course, giants have a lot of health, so 2 of those little baby skeletons are not going to do enough chip damage to take them out. But now we have one more attack left. There's only, 4,000 points remaining, so it's going to be a very easy spam hit. We've got the 6 graveyards, and we can pretty much just directly target each defense with the rocket balloons, and we are good to go. We have 7 undeployed rocket balloons. That's how much of an overkill it was. We got 500 bonus points for our efforts. And last but not least, let's take a look at the maxed out district. Everything is maxed out. Level 5, district hall, level 10. Very, very crazy. And a pretty decent base layout. They sort of have that kind of back end pocket symmetrical base. So gonna be coming in with mostly using the archers. In a perfect scenario, we would have one attack, push in, get to the district hall. The second attack, take out the district hall, and set up the base to either get cleaned up by hogs or balloons, and then finish up the cleanup with a final third attack. In this scenario, we have to just keep using 1 pack of sneaky archers at a time, wait for them to get hit by all the splash defenses, and then send in another pack, just 1 at a time, being very, very patient. If you are patient enough and use the rages appropriately, then you can sometimes get a large portion of the base taken out on the first attack. Here, I figure we will use the graveyard spells instead, since we already have the rages from the first attack. So a lot of times you can take out the district hall with a P.E.K.K.A. if there's not too many defenses around it. However, I see that we have the 2 rocket artilleries, blast bow, and potentially even the giant cannon might be able to hit it, as well as the cannon outpost. So that P.E.K.K.A. would not get P.E.K.K.A. would get pretty much 0 damage on that hall before it was either killed or distracted. So just bringing in more sneaky archers, prepping the base, and as you can see, there's a lot of base still left for 1 more cleanup attack. The biggest thing being the centralized rocket artillery, a couple of Teslas around them. Still have quite a few crushers and even a bomb tower still alive, so We're going to try and use air instead. Hope for the best, because we only have the one air bombs in the core here. And as long as we take out the blast bow, we should be good, right? Well, there are those level 5 defenses, and they just smack around balloons like crazy. So it does take a 4th attack. Probably if I was playing a little bit better, might have been able to do the capital peak in 3 shots, but alas, here we are. So you can definitely take it out 4 attacks. Pretty much using like anything you want. So that is the power and the limit of the Graveyard Spam strategy. Very, very good versus weaker bases, versus weaker layouts, but maxed out bases, pretty good layouts, does not stand a chance to 2-shot the districts, at least with my level of experience. So hopefully the video was helpful. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. If you want to help support me, I encourage you to like and subscribe. It helps me out a bunch. And there are a couple more videos on the screen if you want to keep on watching. Until next time, take care.